Hello, all my leaders, my healthcare providers, those of you developing and leading your dream practice. I love working with you. I took quite a break to do what we build our businesses so that we could do, right? What we became doctors so that we can do. Right? What we want to structure our dream practices so that we can do. This is where you say, yes, this is a priority to me. Yes, that is a priority to me. Yes, I want the flexibility in my practice where I can do these things. I took some time off to have a surgery. I took some time to enjoy with some visitors that came to visit, right? My family is in the upper Midwest and we live in the Southwest. And so it's warmer here and they wanted to come visit. Well, the pool was still warm, right? So I got to enjoy those guys. I got to reset some things in my family, right? In my relationship, make that a priority for a minute. We get really focused into what we do, but those relationships that are close to us, those are the most important ones. And when you allow the systems and structures to support you, it is in that structure then that you can ebb and flow and expand and contract, right? So much leadership, so many practice development, so many different teachers and coaches that I see out there are talking about styles of leadership and management that are very rigid, right? You have to work this many days and you have to take the same week off every year in September. Man, that's not what we want to do, right? You want to be able to help your family bring in harvest, right? Hay when haying's necessary. Do those things. You want to be helpful for that still. Maybe you want to go hunting for a week. Maybe you want to take off to Bora Bora. Maybe you want to have some family come visit. Maybe you want to, right? And your practice is structured in a way where you can step away for a week here or there, where you can step away for a month. Maybe that's your slowest month. And so then you guys just take a month off, right? Maybe you're an elective surgery practice and 0 people are hanging out with you in January when deductibles redo. So you take the month of January off, right? And then your staff comes back a week before to get insurances done and to get verified and new plans and talk to your patients and get some of those things going. But by the time you leave, you already have those first couple of weeks scheduled. And you allow those systems and structures to support you. So what are your priorities? What are your dreams and desires? Here's what happens next. Patients or people say, clients say, oh, my patients need me all the time. I can't just leave. When you learn to practice this way, you learn to do relationships this way, you learn that you are a resource in your patient's journey. You are not their savior. No, yes, sometimes you are the one that saves them. That's true. And you get to enjoy that and you get to delight in that and you get to be freaking proud of that. You do that. And you get to take a week off. You get to build a practice and structure a practice. Well, my staff, well, the bills, well, right? You have all these stories in your head of what you're supposed to do, you're not supposed to do, or what directing and leading a practice is supposed to look like, to the degree that you've not even allowed yourself to dream of what it could look like. Right? Many healthcare providers work, 3-4 days a week. So maybe you choose to work 5, right? But take a week off a month, right? Maybe you work 3 days and then you're off 1. Maybe you take a long weekend. Maybe you work Saturdays or Sundays, depending on what your your profession is, what your specialty is, and you take a day off on Wednesday because you love to go skiing when there's not as many people on the mountains. Right? Maybe you need an afternoon off or 2 afternoons off because your parents are doing some things right now, and are doing some healthcare things and need some time that you can take them to appointments. This is your dream practice. You get to decide what is important to you and then structure your practice around that. Now, does it happen tomorrow? Not necessarily. Does it take some restructuring? Maybe. Does it take some prioritizing? Does it take some... There's this paradox, right? That I speak all of the time about. You get to be all of you, and you do. Right? You get to be your professional, sleek, sassy, bold, refined self at the winery, right? My favorite days used to be, I would go mudding in the truck, I would go hiking, I would go spend time in the mountains, right? And then I kept a really low maintenance look so that I could take a shower and be at a fancy dinner in under an hour. Right? That was my thing. Like, I wanted to, where I lived, I wanted to be able to get home from the mountains, take a good shower, and be at a nice dinner downtown within an hour. Like, that was my thing. That was my life. That was the way I structured my closet. That was the way I structured because that was a priority. That was a thing I loved to do. So what do you love? Realizing how much influence you have in your life, right? These are the things I teach. These are the things that when you work with me, you get to learn. So the paradox is that you get to be all of you, and also we get to specialize and prioritize and structure in our practices. Okay. This is a place where you get to talk, favorite wine vintages with one patient, and then you get to talk favorite, ATV trail, snowmobile trail with the next one. And then you're going to talk, Aspen skiing with one patient. And then the next patient, you're going to talk, okay, so they've got their cows and they've got, to plant corn, and they've got to, whatever. But when you specialize so much, when you really get it down to what you love so much, then what you get to do is to help your patients figure out what they love so much. Right? You get to really talk to them about that. And then your most premier offering is going to be the one that they want because you have applied it to their life. So by you being all of you and doing what you love and focusing on the treatments and the technologies that you love, you get to then bring that to your patients in a way where you get to really, really be a part of them doing what they love. And in them doing that, then you get to be known for that. And then they refer to you, and then they take your advice when you recommend a premium treatment. And then, do you see how this comes full circle? And then this spirals. Okay? You get to do what you love. But here's the thing. You got to get to the root of what you love and know that you get to choose it all. It gets to be and. It does not have to be or.